am Shalisa. I'm not sure if you have been following my story before. There is a previous video that you might want to watch before watching this one. I will drop the link below. But this is basically a continuation of my journey to meeting my birth family. So much has happened since the last video. Where to begin? Let's take a quick walk and then I will update you, because most recently my maternal family made their first trip to Bermuda, and it was an eventful time. So let's get started. So it's actually been a whole summer since I have spoken to you guys. So last summer I decided to spend the month of July in DC, and then I spent the other half of the month of July in Florida. So in Florida is where majority of my paternal family resides. So there we have my grandparents, my aunt, and one of my uncles. So when I went there, I got to meet them. In DC, that's where majority of my maternal family lives. So I got to meet with them and link up with them. So let's start from the beginning. Okay, so I landed and I immediately had drinks with my dad. We went karaoke and it was a blast. Like, shock of my life. My dad can really sing. What happened to me? My brother could sing. Everybody else in my family seems to have some musical talent but me. So, I mean, I guess that's something I'll just have to get over, huh? But we were at Lounge of Three, where we tend to live whenever I'm there. Good time, good vibes. I lived in Fridays with my mom, got matching tattoos with my dad, and my brother also got a tattoo as well. Then I went to a Chris Brown concert with my sister, and we had a blast. It was probably my first concert. I met my cousin Ashley. Okay, so these next few clips are of my family reunion that my maternal side had when I was there. So here we have pictures of all my ancestors on my mom's side. I really wish I could pinpoint who is who, but it was really interesting to see members of my tribe, like my ancestors, because I know here with my family in Bermuda, I have all these pictures of my family members here, but I had never seen many pictures of my ancestors of my biological family. So it was really interesting to see, and it was quite heartwarming to see features of me in other people. Okay, here my aunt wrote a poem which she presented to me at the family reunion. It was written on behalf of the family, which is the Gross family. That is their name. And it goes like this. Shalisa's tribe, beautiful brown girl born into this world, masterpiece unaware of her name. Her tribe awaits our return, for our arms as they will yearn, while hoping she would feel the same. She wears the mask that hides her eyes, the hurt she feels, unanswered wise. Call it cellular memory, recognizable energy that will come to restore lost kinship ties. How could she know the drums would play one day, and instinctively her hips will sway? Her people were found, happiness abound. She was beginning to find her way. Our hearts rejoice, our tribe complete. There's no more need to roam. Our beautiful Shalisa liberated our hearts by finding her way back home. So this family reunion took place on July 14th, and it was a pretty emotional day. So what's coming up next is just a few pictures of the family reunion, pictures of some of my family members on my maternal side, and it was really, really crazy to see how many people that I actually look like, where as I was growing up in Bermuda, not seeing features of me or pieces of me in other people. So it was just crazy to see and crazy to experience, but it was so beautiful and absolutely heartwarming to meet that piece of me.
Can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. Hey, I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Sing it to me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me.
Okay, enough with the emotional stuff. Let's jump right into the best day of the year, my birthday. This year I got to spend my birthday with my biological parents for the first time ever, and it was really nice. It wasn't my usual turn-up birthday that I have in Bermuda, because in Bermuda I usually have a party or I'm going out with my friends, but this year it was really, really, really special to spend it with my biological parents for the first time ever. So obviously it wasn't just special for me, it was special for them as well. So we started off by going to Cheesecake Factory, my favorite restaurant ever. And then we went for drinks at our DC Watering Hole Lounge of 3. It's like home. We had a really good time. Let's check it out.
We won't stop, we gon' get real crazy.
Next birthday! It's not a picture, it's a video.
I'ma call you my mom, mommy call me papa. We gon' get down like you know what's about. The world don't matter, your problem don't matter. 'Cause we gon' get down.
Okay, so let me backtrack a bit. I bought in my birthday with my biological parents, as you saw. On my actual birthday, I spent it with the rest of my family. So I spent it with one of my aunts, my sister, my brother, my boyfriend, and we went to Carrabba's. Love Italian food. I love pasta. I'm a big foodie. And that was really nice for all of us to get together and have some food, some conversation, and some good energy. Okay, so the day after my birthday, we left DC and went to Florida to meet my paternal biological family. I'm sorry, it's such a mouthful. I'm trying to figure out my terms. Which was great. My dad also came up as well, and we went straight to my grandma's house.
I was just talking to Sandra. That's what I'm waiting on you. I haven't spoken to her since yesterday. She was like, well, have fun. I was like, okay.
Y'all come in and have a seat. That's your brother.
Excuse me. You can use my phone.
Mr. Lloyd.
That is so nice. And I'm going to hold on to all these cards. I got on my birthday. It's been a special one.
I am not the things my
One thing you learn about my dad and I is that we are such big kids. And he went to Universal with me and my boyfriend, and we had a blast. Now, I don't know if you all remember my dad's cooking from the last video, but he wasn't getting away with us being in the same place and him not cooking. I killed this plate. This next picture that you're about to see is really special to me because it was my first time getting to meet my sister, who's just above me, her children. So I got to meet my nieces and nephew for the first time ever, and when I tell you they are beautiful, I think my nieces and nephews are possibly the most beautiful beings I have ever seen. I am completely obsessed with them. I love them dearly. I'm just so upset that I've missed out so much on their life, and I can't wait to be an active aunt for the rest of their lives. Take a look.
left behind. I am like
Okay, so if anybody was following me on social media over last summer, a couple of these clips should give you a good giggle, because my dad's family, they do karaoke on a regular, from what I've been told. I was a little too nervous to join in on these shenanigans, and my friends will probably be shocked because they know I like a pack. They know I like a pack of foolishness. They know I love to have fun. They know I love karaoke as well. Maybe next time. They'll definitely catch me next time. But here are a few clips from the family karaoke night. I've never laughed so hard. It was possibly one of my most favorite nights when I was in Florida, but I had a blast. My family is hilarious. Okay? Hilarious.
On the west side, so I reach for my phone.
Stop laughing.
There's a nigga coming, take the keys to my truck. It is loves and they're faded. Honey's in the streets, so you know. Talking about how bad. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Okay, so this brings us to my last night in Florida. I spent it, with my paternal family, but we decided to gather again, have dinner, and it was nice. So these next few pics are of us at my grandmother's on my last night in Florida. I have to get back out there to see them. Okay, so between summer and now, a few things have happened. I lost my grandmother on March 11th, and she was the rock, the pillar of my maternal side, and you all may remember her from the previous video when I went to visit her for the first time, and she recognized me as Jay, which is what they call my mom. And then she was able to piece together that I was the grandchild that was given up for adoption, and obviously she broke down. She will truly be missed. I love her dearly. I am just absolutely so grateful that I was given the opportunity to meet her, and she was given the opportunity to see me, because that was such a healing experience for probably the both of us, She will greatly be missed, honestly. She meant so much to our family. Crazily enough, I was at work on that day and I started to feel hot, started to feel some tightness in my chest. And this is completely out of nowhere. It's around about 11-ish in the day. And I'm in a class with observing some students, and some of these students are looking at me like I'm crazy, because now I'm like, okay, fanning myself, I'm sipping my tea, I'm taking deep breaths, trying to slow down my heart rate because I feel my heart rate picking up. My hands are clammy out of nowhere, and I'm just thinking to myself, what is triggering my anxiety? I couldn't figure it out. My colleague was looking at me like, Miss Smith, are you okay? And I'm just like, I'm gonna go outside and get some air. I took a little pace on the porch. I went back inside. I was like determined to finish my observations in that class, but it was really hard. So I went out, I went downstairs, and I called my mama here. And I was like, Mama, I really need you to pray for me. I don't know what's going on. My chest is tight. My heart's racing. I'm clammy. I don't know what's going on. I can't figure it out. I'm here trying to drink tea. I'm trying to drink water. I don't know what's going on. And she was like, Shalita, calm down, breathe. And she prayed with me. Hate to say it, but it only worked temporarily. I was able to remain calm for about 2 minutes. I got back upstairs and I'm just like, okay, I don't know what's going on. So I'm trying so hard not to freak out in front of my students. I'm writing and I'm like gasping, and I was so determined to finish my observations for that class. The bell rang. I went running downstairs to the ET office, and I sat with my colleague who's there typing up her notes, and I sat in the chair and I'm literally like this. And I could not figure out what was going on with me. And she was like, oh, honey, I think you're having an anxiety attack. And so I started to cry uncontrollably. And I was like, I don't want to have an anxiety attack. I don't know what's going on. Why am I having an anxiety attack? And I was just crying. And she was like, honey, breathe. She's trying to calm me down. Needless to say, I got sent home. It was horrible. I couldn't figure out why. I'm trying to think about what could have triggered it. And obviously, the more I thought, the worse it got. So I got home and I'm explaining to my mama what happened. And she was like, you know what? Let me call your mom and see how she's doing. Because I remember you saying, your grandmother wasn't doing too sharp. And I was like, hopefully I get to see her when I go and visit in April. Guys, you wouldn't believe. So my mom's on the phone with my mom. Sounds weird. My mom's on the phone with my mom, and she shared that my grandmother had passed earlier that day. And so my mom was like, oh no, what time? And she said around 10:30 their time, which would make it 11:30 our time. So I'm just So I checked my call log, and lo and behold, around about the time I called my mom here, it was 11:15. It's mind-blowing to me how the universe works, because my symptoms didn't really subside until 11:30, 11:45. I didn't, my nerves didn't calm down until then. It is crazy the connection you have with family. And I think the more I tell my story, the more it continues to blow my mind, because clearly distance and time means nothing in this case. I'm shocked. I couldn't believe it. I was like, well, what are the odds? What are the odds of the time? The connection with family is so unreal to me. Oh, goodness. But to my grandmother, I love you with everything in me. Thank you. Thank you for birthing my beautiful family. And I just want you to know that I will love you always. I want you to know that I was happy all these years. I was loved all these years. And I was safe. Thank you.
My soul inside is all light.
Okay, so now that we're all caught up, let's get to the main event. on July 6th, my maternal family decided to make their very merry way to the beautiful island of Bermuda. And when I tell you, I was so excited for them to come, I could not wait.
On my way to the airport, on my way to the airport.
So I just got word that they landed. I'm so excited, this is ridiculous. I need to control myself. Waiting. I'm gonna run to my car and get my phone.
Why do you need your phone?
Because if my mom is masking and telling me something, I want to be able to like keep us posted. You know?
Which mom?
She hit me up.
She told you she landed? Where's Mama Smith?
So after waiting outside for what felt like forever, they finally came through. And here's what happened.
Yeah, all right, son.
And I can stop freaking out. Now you can breathe. All right, pause.
I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain.
So at the airport, I met my cousin Nita for the first time ever. She is a cousin on my grandfather's side, which would be my mother's father's side, which was really nice because I hadn't really met anyone from that side of the family, but she is such a beautiful soul and I love her to pieces. So we piled everybody's bags in 3 cars, which was my car, my parents' car, and my auntie Roche's car. So we piled everybody in and we made our way to the house and we all got settled. What's the word? Surreal? This And once everyone was settled, my mom and I, we popped a bottle of wine. We sat out in the back by the pool. My aunt joined us for some conversation. One of my friends stopped by. And it was just great energy. It was just so nice to be surrounded by family at my home for once. And have some real conversations about my childhood. Just watching them embrace where I grew up. Just from the moments they first arrived, and also be surrounded by one of my closest friends. So it was some really good energy.
I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Good morning, beautiful people. Yesterday was absolutely amazing. I still can't believe they're here. This is great. It's really great. It was some great vibes. I can't get over it. It still feels so surreal to me that they're here. I got to show my mom my room. Yes, I'm very crusty. I literally just woke up. I'm being absolutely transparent with you all. You know, I had some real good conversations with my mom and my aunt by the pool, and my friend Ebony stopped by, which was really nice. So she got to interact with one of my people. But my sister comes today. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to turn up with her. She's only here for a short period, so we are going to pack it all in the span of days that she's here. But I can't wait to see you. I hope you're ready. Bye, everyone.
When I die from my put a couple.
Look at this Taurus. Getting all the views.
So after I picked up my sister from the airport, by the time we got home, my mom had cooked a traditional Bermuda breakfast for my family. I was a little bit nervous about them having the traditional Bermuda breakfast because, you know, anybody who hears about codfish and potatoes, they're just like, what type of awkward combination is that? They were pretty intrigued, and, you know, after my mom explained the history behind it, you know, they tried it, and they really enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie, I was nervous to have them taste some of our food and just experience the island as a whole, but I'm just really glad they enjoyed it. So we sat together as one big happy family at the dining room table and had our traditional Sunday breakfast. After breakfast, it was time for the turn up. My sister and I quickly excused ourselves from the table, and it was time to get ready to turn up. We went to a day party, and we had a blast. We had a blast. And when I tell you my sister and I are a vibe, we are a vibe. We are our own party, and we have such a good time together every time we link up.
Look at me.
Yes. Hey. Get it. Get it. Get it. That's your dress.
What's the big love from Turkey right now? Let me play some music for you right now. Let's go.
I've been playing cute in heels and it lasts for too long. We did last a long time. An hour left. An hour left. We did it. We did it.
Let's go.
in your hood and come buy me a nigga, no cap. You know that your hoe told you that nigga crazy, don't think she lied to you, nigga. Bitch, get caught with your hoe with a pot. Let's go!
Okay, so any Bermudian can tell you that if there is anything you need to try while you were here on the island is a fish sandwich. We stopped to Wood's and I told my sister to order herself a fish sandwich. The first time round, I probably should have ordered it for her. However, she got to taste some local Bermuda fish, which was a plus, which made up for her sandwich. I'm not saying it was a horrible sandwich. I'm just saying it's not how we would usually order it. But here's her first reaction. Baby's first fish sandwich. How is it? It's good. Ain't nothing like Bermuda fish.
Oh, look at that juice, that drip.
Oh, that drip. I caught that drip.
You know, we got a drip. Anything got a drip is good. Drip is always good.
Drip is always good.
I'm dripping. She dripping.
Drip. And of course, we had to take her to the beach. I definitely wasn't taking her to nobody's Horseshoe Bay because it was packed. Unnecessarily packed with tourists. Like, it was ridiculous. So we went to Southlands Beach, which was quiet and quaint, and it was just right for her so she can get in the water and get out. Because later that evening, I was having the family and some of my close friends over so everybody can get acquainted. It wasn't all of my family. I just picked those who have pretty much walked with me on this journey or who have showed some serious interest. Plus, my family is really, really large here, both sides. So obviously as time progresses, everybody's going to get to meet everybody. But I try to keep it as quaint as possible because I didn't want to overwhelm anybody. I didn't want to overwhelm myself. I didn't want to overwhelm my family. But it was a good day. And I had a really, really, really good time.
I hate you had to read it in the paper. But everything's alright with me and your mama. Baby, everybody here, you know, adores ya. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's perfect. I know how hard it gets, but I swear it's worth it, worth it. That's all it's done. What you do for love?
That's just how she is with me as well. So it's like seeing you do it. It's just like
It's like, what? It's the same thing. They are sisters. Who's your sister? It's like, wow.
It's just such a crazy. My eyes are gonna water.
I don't even know what just happened. So I'm real emotional.
I just can't. I'm just so happy for her. Oh, I love it. I'm just so happy for you guys.
Wow.
Hold it together,
Can you get the camera?
Are you crying?
No, but yes.
Eleven again, and for those of you who don't know, in numerology, 1111 means it's the power hour. It means that everything's in alignment, and it means that blessings are coming. Well, the blessings already came. Everything was in perfect alignment today, and I literally couldn't be more blessed or grateful. Shout out to 1111.
Okay, so if you ask me, I think I did an excellent job at giving my sister the most Bermudian experience in the 48 hours or less that she was here. She was able to go out. She was able to have a traditional Bermudian breakfast. She got her fish sandwich. She was also able to taste some swizzle when she was out. We got to a beach. I think I did good. Props to me. So, before we went to the airport, we ended up having some time, so we decided to go to Crystal Caves. And also, while we was at Crystal Caves, my sister was able to get another fish sandwich. The real deal. The real kind. You know, the one on the raisin toast or the regular wheat or white bread toast, you know, with hot sauce, tartar sauce, you know, the normal things. Yeah, she was able to get one of those. And you'll see her reaction.
It may not be easy, this blended family, but baby, that's what you do, what you do, what you do, what you do for love, love. I know it started with a little drum.
Look at the kids, man.
I hate you had to read it in the paper.
What do you think of the kids?
I'm in love. This is on my bucket list, so I'm so happy.
Baby, everybody
Glad you like it. Scared of the dog?
We're scared of the dog.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
Okay. Alright, so listen, so the sweetness of the raisin pairs very well with this fried gray snapper. This is from Bermuda. Okay. check the thickness.
Shout out to my boy Fresh Kid.
Yeah.
Chef Fresh Kid. You did that, baby. I got the other half. Are you okay?
Take me to my flight, please.
I'll see you next year. You can come back, man.
My next mission.
Okay, ma'am.
I remember having 4 stepmoms at 9. Love Christmas time and birthday was fly. Hey, my sister just...
After we dropped Aisha to the airport, we had a tour scheduled in St. George's. We did the tour with Kristen White, who is absolutely amazing. If you are a Bermudian or you're a person who doesn't live in Bermuda and is coming to Bermuda, I suggest that you book a tour with her. She is absolutely amazing. I took to social media prior to my family coming and asked for suggestions of things to do, and her name kept popping up. And when I tell you, she knows her stuff. She knows her stuff. She is an amazing storyteller when it comes to the history of this island, and she is quite knowledgeable. After the tour, we went for lunch at Wahoo's, where my absolutely amazing best friend, Michaela, spoiled us with some appetizers, and we had lunch. Wahoo's. Wahoo's knows how much I love them. Their food is everything. Their food is to die for. Yeah, so after lunch, we fed the fish and we made our way back to West. After being in the sun all day, we needed a nap. After a nap, I hung out in bed with my mom. I can't even begin to wrap my brain around it. Like, I never in a million years would have thought that I'd be able to lay up in bed, sit and have conversation with my mom, watch TV, watch a couple shows, talk about the latest gossip on social media. I would have never in a million years thought that I would be given this opportunity. And when I tell you, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I cannot thank God enough. Okay, so it's Wednesday, so you know what that means. We went to Harbor Nights, and I really wanted them to go to Harbor Nights because I really wanted them to experience the gumbays. So we explained to them the history of the gumbays, and once they came around the corner, they actually got to follow the gumbays down Front Street like real Bermudians. after the gummies, I got my mama a Bermuda snowball, not a snow cone, a snowball. And then the rest of the family, we got pizza from, what is it, JB Firewood Pizza. So wow. And we sat off and we chilled for the rest of the evening and explored some vendors.
How you like it?
The next day we went to the lighthouse and the beach, and after the beach I was able to get the rest of the family a fish sandwich after they had heard Aisha's raving reviews like she was on Food Network. I went and got the rest of the family fish sandwiches. About that lighthouse, I'm gonna just let you all watch. I guess things change as you get older. You just take a look.
That don't mean that I don't really love ya. And even though I married your father, it's not the only reason I'm here for ya. I think you're beautiful, I think you're perfect. I know how hard it gets, but I swear it's worth it.
I'm just gonna snap you up. Say hey guys. You all gonna. I'm scared too. Just sitting here. I'm still sitting right there. Mind your business, girl. I'm doing it. No.
I'm gonna stay right here. She said my feet are sweating. What? You know this one, this piano shot? I'm gonna do this. Oh, yeah, do that. Oh, look at you. Okay. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm like, I don't know who's going first. How is it? That's good. This is good. Good. This is go. How's yours? I remember having 4 stepmoms at 9. Love Christmas time and birthday was fly. How's yours? I should got 2 of these. Okay. Okay. So that's where it's not. Hello.
And shout out step sisters and the step brothers and god sisters who eventually slept with us. But you did it right, alright. I'm here for you. Everything's alright, alright.
That's what you do, what you do, what you do, what you do for love. That's just what you do. There ain't nothing I won't do for us. For you, baby.
The last day of the trip came entirely too quick, and when I tell you I have had the best week of my life, it was the absolute best week ever. Pretty sure nothing else can top it for the summer. For the last day, we decided to go Pickled Onion for lunch, which is one of my favorite restaurants, and everybody enjoyed their food. We had some great conversation and took a couple family pictures.
Toast worthy.
So my aunt went to Ghana earlier this year and she bought this bag for me. I'm feeling really special. And she said this is to represent me and my sisters. So I need you all to try and figure out which one is Aisha, which one is me, and which one's Tiara.
I'm here for ya. I think you're beautiful. I think you're perfect. I know how hard but I swear it's worth it, worth it. That's what you do, what you do, what you do, what you do for love. There ain't nothing, there ain't nothing, there ain't nothing I won't do for us. It may not be easy.
Okay, so this now brings us to the day that they leave me. It's always hard to talk about, you know, whenever we separate or whenever we have to go our different ways or whenever one of us has to go home, because now that we're in each other's lives, we don't really want to be separated. For me, it's always hard when they leave, and then it's like I have to plan in my head when's the next time I'm going over there, or I start wondering when's the next time they're going to come here now that they have. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than it's a difficult thing. I'm just glad that they had the opportunity to come here and experience my island. I'm glad that they were able to see where I grew up. I'm glad that they were able to see where I live, look at my schools that I've been to, just see my island and be completely immersed. And it was great. So these next few moments were our final moments.
I know it started with a little drama. I hate you had to read it in the paper, but everything's alright with me.
Thoughts on your trip? Anything you want to say?
We love you and we'll be back.
How was it?
It was
wonderful.
It was more than I had hoped for.
And I'm glad.
We love you forever.
Ever. You're stuck with us.
Thoughts on the trip?
Yes, it was wonderful.
Wonderful. Anything else? I love you too, Mama.
It may not be easy, this blended memory, but baby, that's what you do, what you do, what you do, what you do for love, love, love.
Bye, guys. Bye. Love you.
My true love, 'cause you're my baby, rejoice daily. I believe love could bring us closer than blood. I remember having 4 stepmoms.
So that brings me to the end of my amazing week with my beautiful family. To my family, I love you oh so much, more than you can understand, and I'm so grateful that you were able to come to Bermuda and I was able to share my island with you and share this portion of my life with you all. This is just the beginning for us, and I can't wait to see how our story continues to unfold. To my viewers, thank you for watching. Thank you for walking on this journey with me. Those who have left encouraging words, thank you as well. I hope me sharing my story has able to bless someone. I hope it's able to instill hope in some others as well. If you have any questions, feel free to leave any questions in the comments below. I'll also place my email in the description box below if you want to have any questions as well, or open dialogue about the story as well, or just any open conversation about adoption, period. I'm open to that as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for walking with me. See you next time.